On Tuesday, Virginia voters, by a slim margin, voted to gerrymander their congressional maps, led by former President Barack Obama and new Governor Spanberger. In the name of democracy and fairness, they ripped apart and silenced the voices of millions of Virginia voters in delivering a map that would be 10 Democratic seats to 1 Republican seat in a state that consistently has sent Republicans and Democrats to the governor's mansion and has had yielded presidential results that were close. This is frustrating because in the name of democracy, Democrats were willing to hold the line in their favor, despite their past commentary opposing gerrymandering, despite all things that make sense. You look at some of these districts, they make zero sense in terms of the actual representatives, but they wanted to stick it to Republicans. And what's our response? How do we hold the line? Often our people don't want to hold the line. They want to give up. And that's why voters are frustrated. Now, look, I'm not going to analyze. I wasn't on the ground about what happened in Virginia and who should have done what. Of course, with a close race like this, there's a lot of hand-wringing that's already been occurring and that's going to continue to occur. But what I can speak to is what's going to happen in Arizona. We cannot take these results lying down, meaning we have to vote this November. We have to start mobilizing now. We have to come together. We need good conservatives who will wake people up and will energize people to victory come November. The options will not be moderate or people that are unelectable. Let's get rid of that false narrative. Conservatives are electable in Arizona in the way that they're electable in other states. But as Republicans, we need to be willing to hold the line. Why should the Democrats be able to gerrymander Virginia, gerrymander California, do it despite opposition and say, well, this is what they're doing to save democracy, when we know that's a lie? Our response, we don't need to scream and shout, but we need to be bold and we need to be strong in saying enough. Enough. And our voters need to feel like their elected officials have their backs, that we're willing to make the tough choices, that we're willing to stand up. Because at the end of the day, we're standing for truth. And if we're not willing to be bold in our stand for truth, then what are we willing to do? I commit that to you. And I have my entire career. And it's definitely not going to change as your next representative from District 3. But we need to use our voices because the voters expect nothing less. Our response to Virginia should be to be angry, and that anger should be geared towards turning out the vote, registering more voters, coming alongside our conservative candidates, helping them raise money, knocking on doors, making phone calls. Action. Don't get angry in your house, in front of your TV, and then you forget about it the next morning. Let's have this be a call to action to say enough of the lies, enough, and to push back against the progressive left and to say you're not bringing that anymore to the state of Arizona.